Hey guys, welcome to a super exciting video. I've been talking about this reveal for probably like a year and a half at this point, and finally my home gym is finished. You can see a little bit of it behind me, but I'm going to take you around. I'm going to give you like the 360 view of everything. I'm going to talk about some of the details, and I also included some footage of us like putting the whole gym together. So this covers really like a year's worth of footage. And so I'm gonna put some montages of that in, and then at the end, I'm gonna give you guys the full reveal, show you everything, and tell you all the details. But if I missed something, please comment below. You can ask me where I got anything or how I did any of the projects in here if I don't go into that in detail. And one little quick disclaimer that I wanna say is that I've been out here for probably like an hour trying to dust everything and make sure everything's really clean. And this is in my dad's garage. So it's a 3-car garage, and he has 2/3 of it, and this 1/3 of it has become a little gym area. And the amount of dust that is created in here on just a daily basis is kind of crazy. He uses it as a wood shop, a welding shop, and storage. Plus we're out in the backyard under a lot of trees. And so there's just naturally a ton of dust in this building. And one thing I just want to make clear is that the floors are never going to be perfectly clean, and the mirror was very hard to get clean, but it's never going to be perfect because there's just a lot of dust out here. And the floors that we used are actually horse stall mats, and they're kind of coarse. And so the reason that they're extremely hard to clean is because if I took soap and water and tried to clean them, it would kind of be like rubbing against the grain all the time. And so all of that to say, it's very hard to get everything clean out here. So there are going to be some footprints all the time, probably. It's just impossible to get rid of them. And there's probably going to be a little bit of dust on some of the things out here. Plus my equipment is pretty well worn. So the bench that I'm sitting on right now and some of the weights back there, they're not really pretty. There's a lot of like nicks and dents all in them because it's gym equipment and I use it. So everything doesn't look perfect about this space, but it's functional. It's a gym. Everything's not supposed to look perfect, but I just wanted to give that disclaimer. Sorry, that was extremely long. Now let's get into the footage of us putting this gym together so you can see it from start to finish.
Chest and my breathing. I'm alright, I'll be fine. Just need some clarity. Just give me time while I rewind this missing part of me. Tell me what I'm missing, 'cause I've been reminiscing. You don't have to tell me that you feel the same about me. Just don't tell me that you're better off without me. Yeah, why we have to turn out like this? When the sweet become bitterness, bittersweet bliss on my lips. I hate that I miss you. Got me reminiscing on superstitions about everything that you say. Keep going back in my intuition, just makes a mess of my head. But I'd rather be inside your sheets than laying down in my bed. You think we're better off dead. You don't have to tell me that you feel the same about me. Just don't tell me that you're better off without me. Tell me what I'm missing, 'cause I've been reminiscing. You don't have to tell me that you feel the same about me. Just don't tell me that you're better off without me. Red eye back to Atlanta. Shawty wanna lower my standards. I can never mess with a random. still tell me that I'm handsome. My mind been fatiguing lately. You're a risk for my mental safety. Red eye back to LA. We gon' get this money either way. Please don't hit my number, you ain't saved. I just saw him, make you feel away. Trippin' to the 6 and I'm hanging with a 10, yeah. No, you can't attend, we ain't even friends, nah. I just hit the city juice, so we celebrated. Finally paid off, hard work, dedication. I'm not one for the taking. It is what it is, I'm just saying. No more advice, I gotta get this flight, catch a red eye back to Atlanta. Shawty wanna lower my standards. I can never mess with a random. Tryna take my mind, any phantom. Baby, back up where your manners. She wanna take my heart for the ransom. But you can still tell me that I'm handsome. My mind been fatiguing lately. You're a risk for my mental safety. I don't want the keys to your heart. Acting like I kept you in the dark. You know where this was going right off from the start. Now you never wanna be apart. You stress me out. That type of energy I don't need around me. Cop the red eye and I'm dipping. How about you take what you've been dishing now? Yeah, I'm not one for the taking. It is what it is, I'm just saying. No more invites, I gotta get this flight, catch a red eye back to Atlanta. Shawty wanna lower my standards. I can never mess with a random. Tryna take my mind, any phantom. Baby, back up where your manners. She wanna take my heart for the ransom. But you can still tell me that I'm handsome. My mind been fatiguing lately. You're a risk for my mental safety.
Okay, so I'm doing the filming in here by myself today, so I just set you guys up over there and I'm gonna talk to you standing right here. And first let's talk about the mural wall. I made a total separate video about this mural, I'll link it right up here. But this mural took me like 7 months, give or take a month, to finish. Not because it was that tedious. I mean, it's really beautiful and really detailed, but I could have probably done it in like a month or two. The truth is, I don't love painting that much, especially when it's something that I'm gonna feel the need to be very perfectionist about. And so the fact that I really wanted to be careful with these letters and with all of the colors and the straight lines, it really was just something that kind of took it out of me, and I would work a little bit on it and then have to go and take a couple days off from working on it, which is kind of what I thought would happen. But after 7 months, she's finally done. It says, "You are worth it." I had thought about putting the quote, "If not now, when?" And I still love that quote. I have it somewhere else in the gym. But at the very last minute, I just thought, what if instead of a quote that people have heard a lot, what if I just put a message that I want to hear and I need to hear every single day? And the message that popped into my head that I know I need to hear every single day because I need to believe it more than anything is that I'm worth it. And what I mean by that is I'm worth the time to come out here and spend 30 minutes or an hour working on my health, not just physical health and strength, but mental health, emotional health. Working out puts all of those things into line for me and makes every aspect of my life better. But sometimes I get caught up and think that there are things more important than my physical and mental health, and so I'll put working out off. And I've really done that for probably 4 or 5 months now, because it just feels like setting aside like an hour of your day every day is a big commitment. That's a huge commitment, but I know I'll be much more motivated to do it if I remember the message that I'm worth that time, and that 1 hour will be an investment in the rest of my day. And I know that from experience, so I just want to remember it going forward. And so I plastered it really big up there on the wall. I love every part of this mural. I started out with the checkerboard. I've been obsessed with checkerboard for a long time now. And then we've got 2 like mirroring rainbows, but they're each different. They each have different elements. I also threw in some pops of black because it was seeming kind of like one-dimensional, and so I wanted to add a little bit with the black. And then I really love the fonts that I picked. I ended up cutting out letters and taping them up to the wall and tracing them, and then I painted in all the details. So I'll show you guys an up close. And then actually for the middle part that's in cursive, I drew that on my own. So I didn't base it off of a font. I looked at a couple of pictures, but they didn't have the exact type of letters that I wanted. And so I ended up writing that one on my own, and I love how it turned out. But that's the mural wall. I really love how it's next to this white brick wall right here, and it's just a ton of contrast. There's also black right here on this wall, so that brings in the black from the mural. I feel like a weather person right now. But I love this wall so much. It's definitely the focal point of the gym, without a doubt. Okay, so this lighting might end up being kind of washed out because this wall is extremely white and it's trying to pick up on that. But I want to show you this wall and tell you every detail about it because I love this wall so much. And I'll be including like B-roll of the actual wall so that you can see more in detail the things I'm talking about. But this is faux brick. We have 3 sheets of it. We got it at Home Depot. I think it was like $48 a sheet. And it's faux brick just up against a plywood wall. I even took some joint compound and spread it all around it to kind of make it look like real brickwork, and it ended up being so cool. The plan for this was kind of to make it look like a grayish whitewashed brick situation, but then as I painted parts of it white, I really loved how the solid white brick looked. It just looks very clean and very cool. So then we added this little letterboard shelf. It's just 1x6 boards, and we chopped them to the length that I needed them to be. And that's just like a little ledge where I can sit these letters that I ordered on Amazon, I believe. It was either Amazon or Etsy. I'll find it and link it below. And it's just a huge pack of letters that you can put on a letterboard like this. These light fixtures are from Amazon. They are so freaking cool. And then I just put a color changing bulb inside of them because I wanted a lot of color to go with the mural. The whole point of this gym is kind of like hard texturized things like a brick wall, a concrete wall, and like having stark neutral colors on them, but then putting pieces of color, bright color, on top of those textured pieces, and I love it so much. So right now the bulbs are changing colors, and that's how I leave them usually when I'm out here working out. It's so cool to just have that vibe in here. I even usually turn most of the lights off in here so that it's just these lights and the other lights behind me. This mirror is huge. I think it's 72 by 75. I found it on Facebook Marketplace. It used to be in like a department store, I'm pretty sure, and it was like attached to the wall. I think we paid under $400 for it, which is kind of a good deal when you think about the fact that this is a massive mirror, and mirrors just tend to be expensive anyway, so I felt like that was a good deal. And then you can sort of see on the bottom that we have a cinder block wall, and I painted that a flat black. I didn't want any like shine or shimmer or anything. I just wanted that to be a flat black, and then the top is pretty much a flat white on top of that brick. So that's a little overview of that wall. That's where I got everything that's featured on that wall. Now let's move on to the concrete wall. Okay guys, this wall behind me is something I'm so proud of. I talked a lot about this one on my Instagram as I was planning the process and making this wall. This is concrete up on the wall. It's just quick set concrete, thin set. I saw this idea from an influencer on Instagram. I think her name is Kayla Simone Home. She did this in her bathroom, and I was like, well, if you could do it in a bathroom, I think it would be perfect for a home gym. I don't think it would be too heavy on the wall, especially since this is like a garage style building. So I thought the walls could handle it, especially if her bathroom could handle it. And it really ended up not being super heavy as I was putting it on the wall. I had to do a couple different sections because I would run out of the concrete. And something interesting about that was that each section I did, no matter if it was the exact same consistency, each section I did would be slightly a different shade of gray. And so I kind of went in afterwards with an electric sander and like evened out all of the sections so that it really just looks natural. You can see kind of like right here where there is a line, that would be 2 of the different sections, and I just smoothed out that edge a little bit. But I love the different textures and the different colors going on. I'll show you some up close video right now of the wall. But I really love this concrete wall next to that white brick wall. Look at the contrast. You can see it over here in the corner, how that gray against the white is a massive contrast, and that's what I wanted in here. It's 2 different textures, 2 totally different colors, but it's very home gym, don't you think? It's just like, oh, that's a cool space. A concrete wall isn't just something you'd necessarily do in any area of your home, but it definitely feels very home gym. And so one of my favorite parts of this wall, I love every part of it, but let's just start with the pegboard. That pegboard is a piece of regular plywood. I really recommend, if you're gonna make a pegboard, to not find cabinet grade plywood. We tried that because I liked the color and the finish a little more, and when my dad went to drill holes in it, it split the entire top layer because that top layer on cabinet grade is super thin. So just regular old plywood. And then I actually took a very light water-based paint and stain combination. I'll include links to all of these things and descriptions of what they are below. But I took that and mixed it with a lot of water, so it was barely coating anything at all, and added just a layer of that over the plywood, so it just kind of lightened up the wood color a tad, because plywood can look a little bit yellow. So I just toned down the yellow and added a very natural looking color to it. And then we made the shelves out of just regular pine wood. They were 1x6 boards. They were 1 inch thick and 6 inches wide. The other 1x6s I was talking about were 1 inch wide and 6 feet long. So that could be a little bit confusing, but we made the shelves also, and then we just took a dowel that we found at Lowe's. I believe it was an 1.5 inch dowel, and we used that for the holes. And if you guys want, I can go into more detail on my Instagram and tell you guys how we made that, but I've kind of been trying to keep everything quiet because I didn't want to ruin any of the pieces on Instagram or anything, so I haven't talked about any of this stuff yet. But I love that pegboard. Up on the top shelf, I have the quote that says, "If not now, when?" I have a little cactus. I have a couple little decorative items up on those top shelves that I'm never probably going to use, like the red weights. I'm never really going to use a 3-pound weight, so I just put them up there for looks. I have a foam roller. I have a yoga block, my 2 bands that I use. I have my yoga mat hanging on the bottom and a kettlebell. Also my jump rope. That was a huge thing that I wanted to have on the pegboard, was the jump rope, because I was just kind of like throwing it around before, so I wanted somewhere to hang that, and I love how it turned out. So then let's talk about these lights behind me. These are the same boards that are on that wall, so it ties the color together. They're just wood boards, 1 inch by 6 feet long. And again, we cut them to be whatever length we wanted them to be. And my plan for that was to add LEDs to the back of them so that it would shine through like it was a neon LED light. So I bought LED light strips from Amazon. I'll link them. And I bought the battery pack ones because it's a concrete wall and I did not want a lot of cords to have to like drill into the wall and try to hide or anything like that. And we only have this one outlet here that the treadmill is going to be plugged into, and possibly a phone charger and things. So I didn't want like 4 separate cords to have to plug into this outlet. So I bought battery pack LED color changing light strips, and they are sticky. So I stuck them along the back of those boards, and it shines up from the back like it was always made that way. And I also got these really cool hexagon lights that are sort of helping to hide the battery packs, but that was my idea for like hiding the battery packs of the lights. But if I just didn't include the hexagon ones, you would barely be able to see the battery packs. So those are just a little extra fun detail, and they're also color changing because that was really something I was into, I guess, with this gym. And then we have my treadmill right here. It's going to go against this wall and be plugged in right here. So that's the treadmill wall and the equipment wall. Down below the pegboard, I have my weight rack. It's got all my weights and also a weighted ball and a kettlebell on there. And I love that. I got that weight rack on Amazon. I'll try to find that and link that below for you guys. And then the cinder block wall continues along here. This was just something that's always been in this garage, and we just kind of added a shelf on the top of it so I could sit a water bottle or anything I want to sit along the cinder block wall. So you can see the contrast really good here of this gray concrete wall and then the white brick wall. That looks so cool. Okay, really quick, lastly, something I do want to talk about is this black curtain behind me. This is a 15 by 9 foot curtain that I got on Amazon. And I didn't necessarily need it, but it does add a ton of just vibes to the space, because now when I close the black curtain, I can't really see the rest of the garage. I feel a little more privacy when I'm working out. And also in the mirror, you just see the black curtain behind you instead of seeing like an ugly garage door. So this was just kind of a last minute thing that I decided that I wanted in here. And we attached it with a curtain track along the ceiling that we just mounted to the ceiling. I think we got that on Amazon too. I'll try to link all of this stuff below, but it added so much to this gym. And then I wanted something cool like to go against the curtains, because I have color on every part of this gym. I have the mural, I have the color changing lights and the letterboard, I have these shelves and the pegboard, but then it was just a plain black curtain behind me. I wanted to add a little something, so I added these disco balls right here. I did a full DIY on my Instagram stories. I'll make a highlight for them, but they turned out super cute. I saw them on TikTok and I was just like, I have got to make those disco balls. I got them on Amazon, and then I got the tulle ribbon for them at Hobby Lobby, and they're just hanging hanging from some hooks that we screwed into the ceiling. So that was a super easy way to just add a little something in front of this curtain so that it's not just like I'm looking at a black curtain all the time. So here's what this view looks like now. If you're standing in front of the mirror, you see a black curtain behind you instead of an ugly garage door, and the disco balls look so cool up there. So I just wanted to talk about a couple more details and tell you where I got just a few things in here, and I will try to link everything that I can below. So first is these exercise bands. I got these from Callie Fuller Fit. She is adorable. I found her on Instagram and she made those bands and released them. I love them. They have little rainbows on them. This one is the medium one and this one is the tight one. I obviously haven't used this one quite as much, but I love the look of them. They're so cute. And then my yoga block is from Amazon. We ended up getting the flooring at Northern Tools and Equipment, but I don't know if they're located all over the US. You can probably just Google like horse stall mats and find a lot of them on Facebook Marketplace. We almost got some off Facebook Marketplace. They're supposed to be the best gym flooring because they really don't let you sink down into it. It's not like foam like a lot of gym flooring that you find that like look like puzzle pieces that you put together. That's very foamy. These are a lot harder and they don't let you sink into it, so they're way better on your joints. They like give a little bit and bounce back just a tad, but they're not bad for your joints and all of your muscles. My weight bench, I've had that forever. I think it was my brother's. The treadmill is super old and super ugly, but it's not about looks for things like that. It's really not about looks for any of it, but I feel better when I have a space to work out in that's beautiful. And I mean, you can't deny this place is pretty cool, if I do say so myself. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been wanting to bring you guys this gym reveal for so long. I've been working my hardest at it. It took me forever, as do a lot of the projects that I end up posting on here, but thank you for sticking around. Thank you for showing interest in it. Thank you for subscribing to all of the followers that I've gained in the last year. I think that my She Shed reveal video really took off like last November, and since then I've gained probably about 500 subscribers, and that means the world to me. That means more of you get to see this video, and I really hope that if you enjoyed it that you'll give it a like. Just press the thumbs up button. That helps me more than you know. I want to share my projects for a very long time, and I would love to know that you guys love to see them, and so liking the video really helps with engagement for my channel and also just encourages me to keep doing the projects that I love doing. Leave me a comment below and let me know what your favorite part is. I can't pick a favorite part. I really have loved putting together every piece of it. The mural obviously was a labor of love, so I really do love the mural, but I also loved putting these LED lights up last week. This was the final step in putting everything together, and they look so cool. They look so legit. So if you can pick a favorite part, let me know. I don't know if I can. One thing I did want to say is that my letterboard up here, it's going to be reflecting off of the light, but my letterboard has a Taylor Swift quote. I mean, obviously that's pretty on brand for me. It says, "Take the moment and taste it." And that's exactly what I want to do in this gym. I really want to appreciate every minute, and I really want to appreciate the hard work that I've put into it and give myself credit for what a huge project this was. I could not have done this without my dad. He literally helped me with every step of the way. He truly made this happen. I just had the vision for what I wanted it to look like, and he always helps me bring those things to life. So I'm so thankful for him and for his help with this whole project. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I hope to have more videos like this coming soon. Now that this is done, I can move on to my next project. I already know what it is. I'm already going to be giving you guys a little video and talking about my plans for my next project. But for now, I really want to enjoy this one a lot. So please let me know if you have any questions about this gym space. Let me know if you like it. That would be so encouraging. And please hit the subscribe button below. I really want to keep making this content for you guys for a long time, and that would mean the world if you would subscribe. Also, don't forget you can follow me on Instagram at Marissa Designs. I'll put the handle up on the screen. I've really tried to be a lot more active on there and share some DIY projects with you guys. Not just big projects, but little projects too. And so I would love for that Instagram to be a place where I really share content every day with you guys. not just about DIY and decor, but about my life in general. So if you're interested in what I'm getting up to, that would be the place to follow along. Yay, it's finally done. I cannot believe it, but I'm so, so happy, and I just can't wait to come out here and work out. I've already been back on my workout game in the past week since it's been done, and I just feel really great about this moving forward. So thank you guys for supporting me. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.
Red eye back to Atlanta. Shawty wanna lower my standards. I can never mess with a